Let me just record this private moment for posterity, or to keep me occupied when I'm in England, and that private moment becomes entertainment for the rest of the world. It's not just now about what rights that a girl has or her boyfriend if they are victims of people who pry into their computers and manipulate their information. It's also about helping people not to get to that stage, which is what media literacy is about. And that is the aspect of the transformation that is receiving least attention by many people.
I want to take a break. When we come up, we're going to talk about the elements of media literacy. What do people think about the work of the Broadcasting Commission and about the Broadcasting Commission itself? Well, we went on the road to get some feedback. Here's what we found.
It's good that we have them to regulate, especially the things that are said in the ears of our young ones.
I think they're doing a good job where the music is concerned, and for all the young people in the country. I think it's good.
I think they're too strict. Yeah, I think they're too strict. They're pointing too much fingers.
They are cleaning up the airwaves. I am so happy so much of the filth is off the air. Music especially. Still, I think that they have made a great impact on music. The one that is played on the radio.
Yeah, man. Without the Broadcasting Commission, then, you don't have no other body to regulate, what go on the television and the radio. So it's a must,
I personally don't think they're doing enough.
But so far as radio and television, I do believe they are doing a good job.
Welcome back. The Executive Director of the Broadcasting Commission, Mr. Cordell Green, is here with us. We're talking about the work of the Commission, and at the break we introduced the idea of media literacy.
Yes.
Tell us about media literacy.
Well, I mean, Ian, all of us, we have these mobile phones. We can get onto the internet.
Yeah,
we're talking about broadband. We want connectivity. What is that about, and why do we need it? That's just one part of media literacy, which is access. The ability to access the internet and access information. But we must also be able to interpret what it is that we are receiving, and most importantly, be able to create content, to be able to participate fully in this new information economy. So
and be able to guide ourselves along the highway.
Yes.
Because it's a dangerous information.
Oh, my brother.
Super highway.
Listen, our children need a new type of intelligence for this world. And just as we teach them about how to traverse the highways, how to cross the roads, we will have to prepare them, prepare their generation
to navigate the virtual highway.
But it is also not just about navigating it, but also influencing it. That is why literacy is so important. That is why education is so important. We must not just be consumers of technology and information, but creators. And we are innately very creative people. So there is a lot of work left to be done, because there are many persons who are thrown in this pool of information, and they need, for example, to be able to appreciate that a program such as yours, that you get through traditional media, radio and television, are held to standards that are not necessarily applicable everywhere in the internet space.
No.
Source verification,
that leads me to
objectivity.
Cordell.
Yes.
Whether the Broadcasting Commission is not pressuring the radio stations and the free-to-air stations, the few free-to-air stations, excessively, when there is so much available to the average Jamaican, which is not monitored and regulated by the Broadcasting Commission.
No, excessive is not the appropriate word to use at all. I can understand if that impression is given.
Yes.
We set
pressure in the radio station.
No. We set out a frame.
Our local indigenous stations.
Can I tell you something? I had reason to say to somebody about 3 years ago when I looked at how they regulated in the UK and Jamaica, that Jamaica is one of the least regulated places in terms of our approach.
Well,
no,
we say you're changing that now.
No, we have always operated with a frame, you know. Let's take the Children's Code for Programming as an example. We just set out a parameter. We say if you're going to broadcast things, you must assess it first. You just can't go on the air and say what you want, play what you want, put on the videos you want. You evaluate them first, and it's common sense. Look at whether there's violence, sex, problematic language involved. You look at the degree to which it's involved. Some types of violence and problematic language would make the material not appropriate for broadcast.
What people say is that BT carries that same kind of material any time of the day, that a showtime would do it. You leave them.
No, they're not. They're not left alone, and we operate pretty much the way the rest of the free democratic world operates. We're not different from United States of America or Canada or Australia. Cable is a prescribed service. We're in a world where free to air, which is your regular television station, you get that freely. You just need to buy a television set. Put up the rabbit ears, and you get that content. And it is in the public interest that content be made available free, because the poor must always be able to access information.
Freely access the cable service. There's nobody who takes out a cable service now who buys a TV, who doesn't have a cable service.
Well, there are some people. There are some persons who actually don't subscribe. But I mean, I understand your argument. But that's your choice. You go in and you decide what packages you want. If you're a Christian, you can go into your cable service and buy the packages you want. Not only that, but we have also introduced with the code in 2003 a requirement that all our cable systems be addressable. We're not 100%, but we're getting there. And the whole point of that is that you have your set-top boxes. It allows you to put in your codes. You block out the content you don't want to have. But guess what? All of that is predicated on an informed citizenry. That's why I come back to media literacy. It makes no sense for you to give people access to the internet, give them access to all these platforms for information, but you don't, through your formal system of education and informally through your agencies and through your media, help people to navigate.
The Executive Director of the Broadcasting Commission, Cordell Green, spending time with us on issues and answers. Next week we'll be back. Until then, Ian Boy wishing you a pleasant evening.
And this is where we'll have to close the pages of this edition of Jamaica Magazine. Please do tune in again tomorrow for another informative and interesting edition. And remember, this and other programs can be viewed online at www.jis.gov.jm. While you're at it, give us your feedback at jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. On behalf of the team here at the JIS, I'm Samantha Allen, wishing for you and yours a peaceful evening.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.